All right, we are back online doing a little live streaming for you here in the Long Wharf area. You got North End that way with those great Italian restaurants which are shut down, as is the city here in Boston. But look at all this snow. My goodness. This really has no place to drift. So this is not drifting snow. This is actually snow that's been piling up since we got here last night, and that is certainly 2 feet or more. And this is going to end up being the highest snow total that Boston's ever seen in the month of January. Typically, they get their highest snows during February, and the record is 27.5 inches. We may get there, but either way, this has certainly been a storm of historic proportions. And Josh, just outside the city, because we're thinking about where do we do our World News Tonight live shot. Just outside the city, we've got multiple towns that are 30 inches plus.
And Rob, there's obviously a big concern of coastal flooding right here in Boston Harbor. Yeah. There's a high tide coming up at 5 p.m. Tell us a little bit about what's so concerning. And when we came out here, you mentioned to me, wow, the water level's pretty high.
It is. I mean, you can see it's almost to the top of that storm wall right there. And high tide is in about an hour or so. So when you can see the waves rolling in. So with this northeast wave, by the way, that's why they call it a nor'easter. With these northeast winds, you've got basically a storm surge of 3 and 4 feet. That's what we saw last night. That's what forced us to move our live truck position, because this water came up and over the storm wall. Doesn't look like it's going to happen in the next hour and a half, but it's going to get very, very, very close. And it's the tail end of the storm. It's pretty much parallel. If you look at that flagpole, we point to the east. That's pretty much where the center of the storm is. We are looking right at the center of the storm beyond that flag post. And it's going to continue to move away, and we'll start to see things improve. But the next 4 to 6 hours are still going to be pretty hairy here. And then Logan Airport, you see the control tower there, way off in the distance. That's Logan Airport, and it is still shut down today. They hope to resume some operations tomorrow, and certainly more as we get to it.
And Logan Airport isn't the only thing that's shut down. City Hall is going to be closed tomorrow. Schools will be closed. The mayor said schools might not be open until Friday. A driving ban is still in effect. It'll be lifted at some point tomorrow. It really seems like, Boston is not going to be back up and running anytime soon.
That's for sure. When you talk about 2 feet of snow or 30 inches of snow in an urban setting, they can't just plow this on the sides of the roads, especially Boston when you have such tight historic streets. They have to literally grab it with a front loader, put it in a dump truck, and take it to either a snow farm, or in some cases, I assume they probably dump it in the harbor, but that may not be the most environmental thing to do. But they got to take it somewhere, and they actually have to remove it out of the city. And that's why a place like Boston or New York City, they got worse amounts of snow. And that's why they are literally paralyzed by it, because you just can't move the snow anywhere, Josh.
Got it, Rob. And I am noticing that the visibility is better in downtown Boston. Is that a sign that things are getting better, or you think there's still a wave to come?
The winds, blowing snow. The definition of a blizzard is not necessarily the falling snow, it's the blowing snow. And we're still under a blizzard warning because, as you saw with the flags there, you can see off in the distance down there, the snow is still blowing. So you get visibility less than a quarter mile. You get winds that are gusting or sustained at over 35 miles an hour for a sustained period of time. You've got a blizzard. So we'll have ground blizzards from time to time today. So the worst of that part is not over. But certainly visibility is having much more since this morning.
Well, right as I say that, it looks like visibility is getting better. There's more snow that's getting better.
And this snow is very, very light. I mean, this is not snowman or snowball fight type of snow. It's very, very dry, low water content. I think because it's so cold, temperatures have not gotten out of the teens today, and that's what makes this such a driftable snow. That's what makes this visibility such an issue, because it can be blown around so easily, and that just adds to the problem, especially when you're trying to remove this stuff. You get a plow through here, and it clears the snow, and then the winds come. It's like trying to rake your leaves in the fall on a very, very windy day. It's pretty much a futile effort. So it's an uphill battle for these guys trying to remove all this snow, and in some cases it may take a week or more, Josh.
Got it. Well, let me just try and give our viewers one more view. Hopefully we won't lose them. It's pretty cold out. Friendly to the iPhone. There we go. So for ABC GoStream, this is Josh Haskell and Rob Marciano in Boston, where the storm is continuing. As you can see, again, Boston Mayor Marty Walsh recently said this was a winter storm of historic proportion, and we'll continue to report from here for at least the next day, 2 days.
It's going to be an ongoing story with the snow removal, and there's over 30,000 people without power, and they're still battling the wind and the waves along the coastline, so this will be here for a while.
Stay with ABC Digital for more updates on the storm, and definitely watch Rob Marciano on World News Tonight this evening.
All-star producer, stay safe, everybody.